Hello and welcome to my gallery, and we've got November exhibition here for you. So let's take a look at some oil paintings and some watercolours. First painting is a scene from the Dordogne in France. This is a view from Dom, which is high up obviously, and he gets a view of the River Dordogne. And we couldn't take our camper van up there because camper vans weren't allowed because the roads are very narrow and there's not a lot of parking up there because it's quite a small village. So we had to walk up there, but it was a lovely evening walking up the hill, and there was actually hot air balloons coming up. That's how high it was. They were coming up over us, over the trees as we were walking up. And there's a similar view, which I think we parked over here. It might be Belvez, I think. A typical scene in that area of the Dordogne. Beautiful light on this scene, and quite a lot of detail. And another thing I remember, there was a cat in the bushes down here, which had just had some kittens. But all the kittens were precariously playing about on the hillside there. So that's an interesting memory to go with that painting. So on to the next one. So we could class this as a nocturne, I think, this one. And this was actually a reference that was shared by a member on my Facebook group. And it works perfectly for an oils. And the idea here was to try and make that moon really bright. And we actually went slightly darker with the colours around it to achieve that. But it's got a nice sense of colour harmony in this, and some very loose brushwork. And it's one of my favourite paintings this year, I think, that maybe because it's a little bit unusual. So it's good to cover a wide range of subjects. This one was actually painted quite a few years ago, 2018 I painted this. We'd stopped the side of the road in our camper van in Wales, I think on the way towards Criccieth. And I took a photograph and had some beautiful light coming through these trees. And this is very loose, spontaneous brushwork, my sort of favourite way of painting oils, capturing light, and the strong contrast here is what I quite liked on this scene here, the dark of the tree here against that light pouring through there, and a lot of atmosphere over the top of the hillside there. So a nice little memory there from a sunny day in Wales. Who would have thought it? And a scene from our garden. One thing we've got a lot in the garden is roses, thanks to my wife Kate. And it's always good to have some colour to paint. And obviously we've got red, pink, yellow roses, all sorts in the garden. So I think red roses are probably my favourite. But quite a challenging painting, this one. But I learned a great deal on this scene here about how to convey those the delicacy of the roses. And this is all very abstract in here, the scene here. And obviously we've got quite a bit of interest there with the trellis, with the shadows. So quite a nice scene for when the roses have gone in the garden, to have a painting so we can look back to those sunny days in the garden with the roses. I really like painting these scenes. This is a woodland scene that we regularly walk. And I think watercolour is a wonderful medium for capturing atmosphere and connection through the woodland. And again, it's all about the light coming through here. We'd recently had a lot of rain, so we had some puddles there, which, great for portraying that light, the path leading us through there. So a watercolour full of atmosphere. There's another one to show you in a moment, similar. And we'll do a few watercolours in this section, and then we'll go back to some oils. And quite recently, I've been doing some much larger watercolours. This is what we call a full sheet. This is 30 inches by 22 inches. And it's only recently I've sort of got the confidence to attack watercolours in this size. But they certainly, I think, for me, encourage me to be very spontaneous, big flowing marks, letting washes run into other areas and be a little bit more expressive. So this is a good mix of the old medieval town here, with a village down in the south of France, and obviously modern day life here with the bicycles, cars, and people walking about there. And again, this is a scene from where we travel in our camper van. So a lot of the inspiration is travels through France and in the surrounding areas where I live. And as we're in November, I thought we'd include a much cooler scene. Hopefully we'll get a bit of snow this year. It's always a treat. And this watercolour here actually relied a lot on the white of the paper. So a lot of planning involved to get a scene like this, and it works really well. It's probably one of my favourite snow scenes I've painted. I've recently done another one, more of a sort of an evening scene, but it's quite a challenge to paint snow scenes, but good this time of year to get in the the mood for things for winter. And in this scene here, it's all about the play of the warm and the cool, and the contrast of the bright white of the snow and the cool blues and the atmosphere. Another woodland-inspired scene. This one's more about the light bursting through the trees here, and this is a technique where I use a sponge in watercolour to lift paint out. So I'm lifting out paint as quick as I'm putting it on, and you know, again, it's all about spontaneity and letting watercolour almost paint itself, and work with watercolour, not against it. And sometimes they come out beautiful, sometimes they're a disaster, so you've just got to take the little wins as they come with scenes like this. But I quite like the overall sort of composition of that one. That works quite well. I was quite pleased with that one. So let's have a look at some more oils. This is a scene I remember very well. This was, we stopped in our camper van. So the camper van features a lot in these paintings because that's when I'm out with the camera or painting. I painted this on location in watercolours, and that was then carried into this painting in oils. So it's more about the sky here and the reflections. Very expressive brushwork in this one, but always using the brushwork to describe the movement of the clouds and the flow of the river. And this is a scene that just makes me think of summers in France. We generally go for a walk in the evening after the work is done, the demonstrations for the channel are done, the editing's done, and around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, depending on the time of the summer, that we go for a walk and then just capture that light coming down. You get that beautiful orange glow across the land. Definitely, this scene makes me think of France. So actually, these paintings, you know, this could almost be our evening walk, these paintings that we walk through here, which passed the previous painting, and we'll be passing another painting in a moment on our walk. So it's certainly inspired by my local area here in France. It's very rural here, and again, sunlight features a huge amount in this painting here. There's actually a lot of dark areas in this, which you know, just make this scene even brighter. But you know, the camera may not be picking it up, I don't know. But there's actually a lot of, you know, there's purples and blues and you know, very cool notes in the shadows, which again just works well with this the warmth here. Again, very loose, expressive brushwork. And a stone's throw from where we live, there's a pond, and there was actually 2 oak trees on this side of the pond here. One fell down a few years ago, but this was just concentrating on the sort of the morning mist. So slightly more detailed, this one, or the appearance of more detail, but there isn't really any detail. It's all very, very impressionistic brush marks, but it's all more to do with the softer edges in here, which gives that illusion of the mist. So quite a nice atmospheric scene, this one, and you know, scene full of the morning light. Another large scene, and this one from the USA, LA, and this one's all about the evening light, and obviously we got the backdrop here of all the tall skyscrapers and the hustle and bustle of the traffic, and this huge shadow here that all connects everything up. And this one I actually painted without a drawing. I went straight in with the paint, and again, that just encourages everything to be very loose, spontaneous, and there's a lot of connection through here, and it's all about creating a scene that feels whole, and it's about the warmth and the overall scene rather than individual cars, windows, etc. So yeah, I was quite pleased how that one came out. And a very different landscape here in France. This is Hérisson, which is also hedgehog in French, and we've got these houses here, and there's a lot of wet into wet technique here that just brings everything together. And often that is the case in France, that these houses were built next to each other, then another one was added in between that one, and so on, and it's all just very close together, and very close to the bridge there. And obviously it plays a big part of the village, of the river as it comes through, and these lovely ornate lanterns there that just create that nice composition. Back into the city, but the city of Paris here, and we've got a rainy day. Well, I think the rain may have just stopped. The sun's come out, creating this beautiful shadow across here, and you've got the mist on the road, the soft haziness in the rear lights of the car. So obviously all this red here, the red of the tail lights, the red of the canopy of the cafe. You can just make out some of the figures, little highlights on there, a couple of figures coming in here, and again, it's all just suggestion. creating that overall feel of the life in Paris. So let's finish this exhibition with another snow scene, much smaller. This is a 9" by 12" scene here. And instead of using the white of the paper here, I've actually gone a lot darker in tonal value and creating that sort of warmth there, but you still see the effect of the snow. So that was actually a recent painting, this one, that I'm looking forward to doing a few more snow paintings. And I thought if I do enough snow paintings, maybe we'll get some snow. But I know a few of you have commented that you've got snow, so lucky you, but hopefully we'll get some here in France this year. We've been here 5 years in France, and we've had snow once. Which was good, but hopefully we'll get some more this year. So thanks for watching this exhibition. We'll be back in December with another one, a little bit later in the month, this one, because I've been renovating this studio. Still a lot to do in here at the moment, but getting there. It's a full-time job being an artist, as you know, but creating the paintings, creating a good workspace, somewhere to display your work, and perhaps try and find areas to exhibit work, etc. But I quite enjoy bringing these exhibitions to you online, and I appreciate a lot of you here are not looking to buy paintings, that you're painting paintings yourself. But those of you who are looking at buying paintings for your collection, these paintings are all for sale. I've got a website, link is in the description, where you can go to purchase. But any of these that aren't online at the moment will be soon, but you can always just send me a direct message. So back to the job of painting artwork rather than trying to sell it. It's a necessity for artists to have to do, but why do all these paintings if we never show them to anyone? So that's part of it as well, to show some artwork. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit the like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you on the next exhibition.